How sweet to be a
Right? So I'm saying all that to say, I don't speed. I don't drink and drive except for that one time.
Yeah.
So therefore, I've avoided all car accidents.
That's great.
So I'm saying majority of people on the road, if you do what you're supposed to do, speed limit, don't drink and drive, you're probably gonna be okay. It's called an accident for a reason. Exactly, it's called an accident for a reason. Like some shit just happens.
Some shit just happens.
And guess what?
Yeah.
We can't look out for everybody else on the road.
Come on, talk on the mic if you want to talk.
You sure you want to talk about this, Paige? You sure,
So-
Paige? No, you can't bring it up if you don't want to talk about it. Paige killed somebody on the road. Paige is Brandy Norwood.
You killed somebody?
It was an accident.
Wait a minute. Can you get on the mic?
Yes, Paige. Now, see, you done opened up a can of worms. And if you cry, don't you cry. You better not cry.
Yeah, this is real.
Okay.
I'm not gonna cry, but I'm just saying that accidents do happen.
That is true.
I was going the speed limit, as was everybody involved in the accident. Everybody had their seatbelts on. Someone still died. Accidents happen.
Yeah, what happened?
Someone cut in front of me.
So they cut in front of
They
you.
cut me off.
Cut you off.
I swerved
Okay.
to avoid that accident, and I hit somebody else, and somebody else in that car that I hit died.
But you're proving my point. You got into an accident because of somebody else's negligence. They
Right, but
shouldn't
they
have
were
cut
going,
you off
they
that
were
way.
going the speed limit.
They still cut you
and
off.
somebody went into his lane, so that's why it became a whole thing
See?
because it's
Motherfuckers ain't respecting the road.
So here's what I would say. If you guys were all going 15 miles per hour, you think anybody would have died?
probably not.
Of course they wouldn't have died. And that's something that we have to live with and accept, that by going 60 miles per hour, people are going to die in situations like this, which is nobody's fault.
Right.
But people, and we accept that
It
because
is somebody's fault.
we accept it because
it's a reason
it's
police.
convenient, and we don't want to change that our lives, and we don't want to have an inconvenience in our lives. That's my point.
But
now,
it's a
the
reason
things with
police.
a gun, it's a convenience to have a gun in your home and to be able to protect yourself. But if we want that convenience, we have to accept that there are also going to be people that are going to kill themselves.
But once again,
in Chicago, that is something we have to accept.
But once again, you have to follow all rules.
We have to accept that there's going to be school shootings.
Listen,
you have to accept that tons of these things are going to happen every single year. And listen, are they going to be as many deaths as people who die from heart disease? Absolutely not. Are there going to be as many deaths as people who die on the road? Absolutely not. But if we have guns, we have to accept that there's going to be deaths
Paige,
that are connected
you got into
to
that
them.
accident because somebody didn't follow the rules.
That's not necessarily true.
Listen, time out. That's why police give out tickets for illegal lane changes.
Right, but
That's
You're
why
saying
they
that
have
people
those.
only die when people break the rules on the road?
Majority of the time, yes.
No, but you're saying
Yes.
people only die.
I didn't say only. Well, you see, you Fox News me. I said majority of the time.
Okay.
You said only.
Okay.
You see how fast
Can I have
fake
a
news can
statistic?
spread?
Can I have a
said
statistic?
majority. He said only. You're
All right,
saying
so
only.
Give me
I
a
didn't
statistic.
say that.
So give me a statistic.
I don't have one.
Okay, so then I guess
But I
it
didn't give
doesn't
a
mean anything.
statistic. I said
So prove it's a majority.
it's common sense.
I don't
Drinking and
know.
driving, speeding, illegal lane changes.
know.
I guarantee you, it's just common sense. 95% of the time, that's a Charlemagne the God statistic. 95% of the time, it's a problem on the road. It's because somebody did something on the road they weren't supposed to. I guarantee it.
Okay, sure,
Same
but
thing with guns, though.
I
Because
know
if
that.
you follow the rules with guns, if you have a registered gun, if you follow the rules with gun safety, then half of this stuff wouldn't happen.
That's not true, though.
I feel like most, and I'm not saying any statistic, but I feel like most gun violence in America that occurs is from like an unregistered weapon or a weapon that there wasn't a background check performed on because you're not supposed to have it. Then again, I will say there are plenty of rich white people in my town who do some stupid shit with a gun all the time
Hershey,
and kill
Pennsylvania.
themselves because they fucked up on
But that's not
gambling
plenty.
but
That's
no,
the
there's
vast
a lot,
minority.
though.
Listen, if it was as much as the people that were being killed in Chicago, we would hear about it. But I haven't
I
heard
bet
about.
you suicide by gun is probably the same amount in America each year as people that die in Chicago.
Absolutely.
Probably. People kill themselves every single
Absolutely.
day.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, we have to look up these statistics.
Listen,
I'd
man,
like
if
to
it
look
wasn't
up
no guns, you
statistics.
think about killing yourself, bro. That's the quickest way. Put a gun in your mouth, put a gun to your
Oh,
head.
I don't want to do it painfully, no. But I would like to maybe jump off some high shit and do flips.
Nah, I ain't got time for that. Who want to think about it? Because what
That
if
looks like
what if you
fun.
change your mind in mid-dive? Like, I don't want to die.
Yeah, but
I
that'd
don't
be
wanna-
cool, bro.
Fuck that.
No, dude, that'd be
Fuck
sick.
That's
that.
something we did learn in psychology class. Most people that try to attempt to commit suicide, they end up getting just really, really, really hurt because they stop themselves in the last minute, like when they're about to
so they
fall.
half-ass it.
So they half-ass it and then they don't
fuck.
do it
No, you
properly.
gotta swan
Same
dive.
reason people when they slit their wrists, they don't do it correctly.
Yeah.
is because they like I mean, there's a way to do it.
You got to cut
but-
down the vein. You can't cut across
But
the
people
vein
get
down.
scared and they're like, okay, they're not unsure or they just want attention.
They just don't know about how the body works. They don't know the physiology. I mean, if you got to go down, if you go across, it looks more romantic, right? Because you see it in movies. I've dated a lot of girls that know how to give good head. Usually, those girls have scars on their wrists.
And Paige,
It's true.
it is
true.
So what stopped you?
Girls
from
who try to kill themselves are great in bed. I don't know if you know this for a fact, but Garrett.
He's on fire today.
No, this is no.
Only poor people kill each other
How
with
many
guns.
girls
I didn't
did
say
you-
only. There you Fox Newsing me. You Fox Newsing me right now.
And girls who
You are
commit
Fox
suicide got
Newsing me.
great pussy.
How many girls have you slept with that tried to kill themselves?
You didn't hear what
I
I
was
said.
saying the majority.
I said girls who commit suicide
Majority?
got great
Majority?
pussy. I heard that. Trust me,
Fucking
I heard that.
necromaniac.
No,
What's the
that's-
word? Necrophiliac?
No. That's when they're already dead.
That's
I
when
want
they're
you to
already dead,
not
yeah.
be dead yet. Listen, if you kill,
Not be dead yet.
Let me ask you a question. If you try to kill yourself, you gonna not gag on a dick?
Jesus Christ.
If you're willing to kill yourself,
Okay.
there's nothing I'll do in bed that's gonna freak you out. You're willing to die.
Andrew Schultz, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying.
He's here every
I'm
Wednesday.
wrong though.
He's here every
I'm
Thursday.
wrong though.
Say
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here every Thursday.
I'm wrong though.
Every Thursday at
I
noon.
don't know.
Andrew
I've never
Schultz,
gotten
ladies and
head from a
gentlemen.
girl who tried to kill herself.
But have
I
you
would-
ever hooked up with a guy who tried to kill himself?
I feel like that's very. No, I probably would not know that. One.
Right.
Two, I mean, I
That's a
feel like,
turnoff, right?
What, a guy who
Yeah, they
wanted
tried to kill
end
myself
your
last
life?
week.
Listen, ending your life, that's a pussy move. Don't do that.
Okay.
That's unfair to other people around you. It's selfish. is
It's
what it is.
selfish.
But
It's selfish.
I don't think it's pussy. I think it's like the opposite.
I wouldn't call it pussy because I'm too pussy to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not brave enough to do it. You got heart. You did. I was like,
Take
hey,
your
hey.
own life
Or,
is
yeah, but that's not being like about that life. It's just like there's some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
selfish.
it's just it's
Face
a little
the
selfish.
world like the rest of us. God damn it.
Yeah.
Everybody has problems, and there's.
I would
ways
argue
to
they
deal
don't
with
have
it.
to go through what the rest of us has to go through. That's why
Right.
they're willing to kill themselves.
Everything's circumstantial.
It's hard. You got to put yourself in someone else's shoes, man. Like that's what I did with this gun shit.
No, that's real.
I really, it was like I judge guns, and then I had these women that were telling me that guns saved them their lives. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to tell you you're not supposed to have a gun when a gun literally saved your life from a guy trying to rape you?
That's what guns are for.
But so my point is like,
when used properly.
Yes, that's why I say guns in the right hands
Yeah.
are a weapon of protection. Guns in the wrong hands are a weapon of fucking mass
and you know
destruction.
what I've
But at
realized-
the same time, if someone's the right hands, like my dad owns a gun, right? In Pennsylvania, you can own right to a gun. He goes hunting, he has one in the
Yeah.
house, keeps
Yeah.
us. He likes the feeling of having one there.
Yeah.
But say my dad loses his shit one day,
Yeah.
who's to say those weren't the right hands though? That's registered. He was
Yeah.
supposed to have it.
Yeah, that's true,
But
too.
you can't
Look,
account for the human
there's
error.
going to be
There's human error in
casualties.
everything.
There's going to be casualties of war. That's my point. When you're dealing with a weapon of this type of destruction, you have to understand that there are going to be innocent people that die. There's going to be mistakes that happen, and we just have to chalk it up as part of the game. If you want to save real lives on the road, get rid of cars. Get back to horse and carriage. If you really want to save lives, like if we want to save
That's so
everybody's
dangerous.
Andrew
lives,
is the most extreme
I'm just
person.
saying,
Horse
like,
and buggies for everybody.
If you want to get rid of AIDS, just cut your dicks off.
your dicks off.
Just get rid of your dicks. Everybody get rid. You won't never have to worry about AIDS if you get your dick off. Or any STD.
I mean, it is some shit that I was really, and I want to talk to you about it. No, because I realized, and this week changed my whole shit. I saw a movie called Hell or High Water. You guys should check it out. It's a bank robbery movie, but it's got some levels to the shit, and I really wanted to talk to you about it because you had a different experience growing up than me when you grew up in South Carolina. And in New York, when we grew up in the city, we don't really understand this concept of freedom that people in like the country talk about. Like Texas, you hear people talk about, or like Montana, or maybe it's even like
Define
that in
freedom.
South Carolina. The ability to they get freaked out when you're trying to restrict their freedom. Like when you try to say you can't have a gun, or when you try to say you can't, build this on this property, or they're trying to say that you don't have the rights to this water, or like they freak out about your restriction of freedom. And in New York, where we grow up, we don't really care about that. We're like, well, just don't have the gun. What's the big deal? And I realize it's because we've never experienced true freedom. In New York, I have tons of rules. I got to ask the mayor if I want to renovate my bathroom. Not the mayor, but I got to ask somebody in the government permission to renovate a bathroom of my apartment that I own.
Yeah, I'm going through that now because I'm
doing renovations.
And I'm getting my basement done.
So, and you got to go through the board,
You
the
got to go
bureau.
through the zoning, all that shit like that.
If you got a ranch in Texas, you just build your bathroom. You don't have to worry about what days of the
Absolutely.
week to do it. So it's like
Absolutely.
So I understand why they react so harshly, so strongly to restrictions of freedom, because they actually have freedom in the first place. Me and you, when we're living in New Jersey, we're living in New York, we're used to not having the freedom to do shit. So when you take you take away a Pepsi Cola 2 liters or whatever Bloomberg was willing to do, I was like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. Well, I can't build my own bathroom. I might as well not have a liter of Coke.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, So now I put myself in their shoes and I go, oh shit, if I had, you know what I mean? If I had,
Damn, who thought New Yorkers been slaves all this time?
yo, for real,
Y'all
we
ain't
can't
even
do
realize
shit.
it. Y'all thought y'all was free. Y'all the slaves.
Yo, but then I also realized we need to be, because when you live on
you
top
gotta
of each
have
other,
rules and regulations, bro.
if your life affects someone else, like if me doing renovation is gonna affect the sleep patterns of the person right below me, I gotta respect them.
You gotta have rules and regulations. Paige, how did you not get a charge?
For the accident?
Yeah, for the vehicular homicide.
It wasn't my fault.
It wasn't your fault.
There was like 8 witnesses, and everyone also stopped at the same time. So I didn't get. I mean,
White
it's
privilege.
still being,
All those
it's
8
still
witnesses were
being
like, a
appealed,
black guy did it.
but it's still being appealed. But it's like
It's
you
being
know,
appealed?
No, like they want this guy to like go to jail for doing it. He's not gone to jail. The guy who.
Oh, he hasn't got arrested.
So the problem is they can't share all the details with me because I'm
The
just
guy-
like
You're
not a part of the
I'm a
case.
pawn in the situation.
The guy that cut you off.
The guy that cut me off. He right now there were certain circumstances they're saying, which I don't know which all the specifics are because they either choose to include me in it or not.
Right.
But there are certain specifics that he seems to think caused him to pull into my lane.
So somebody cut him. It's a
And
domino
all
effect.
I was able to say was, "This is what happened to me," and like the damage to my car is consistent.
When you
to
called me and told me, what did I say?
what did you say?
I said, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need a psychiatrist?
He said, "I think you should go to
I
therapy."
think you should go to therapy. I'm a real friend, bro. Let's be clear about that. I'm a real friend.
He is.
I am a real friend. I'm like, you need to go to therapy? Like, I'm a real friend, bro.
Katira,
You good? I say, you're not going to jail, are you?
Oh my God.
He goes, "Do you need
You know, the
anything? Are you
second-
okay?"
I said, you need
You
anything?
should
You
go
want
to
it?
Second
therapy.
he hung up on that person, I guarantee he called Wax and he was like, yo, Paige just killed the motherfucker. I
Yeah,
guarantee.
sure.
I did.
And
Absolutely.
he, jokes,
Yeah,
and he still
exactly.
jokes about it, but
He didn't believe me. He didn't believe me, but I'm like, well, I told my wife because it was early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the moral of the story is, I'm a real friend.
How long ago?
Okay.
was
a couple months.
This just happened?
Fresh body.
Is that why you lost weight?
Charlemagne.
No,
That's why she got skinny. Yo, that is why she got
'Cause I was
skinny,
fat
bro.
before.
No, for real. You lost weight. I hear when you kill somebody, it can help lose. It's like breakups and
Very
killing
tragic
people.
situation. We're sorry about the person who died in this car accident.
Yes.
I'm glad that Paige hasn't broke the fuck up and went crazy, yet.
But do
Yet.
you feel a sense of responsibility about this?
Of course I do. Of course I do. But
It's not your fault.
you can't let it weigh on you because
Not your fault.
accidents happen. That's the big. Accidents do happen, and it's very unfortunate. And my prayers are still with that family. I reached out to them a couple times. I'm like, listen, if there's anything I can do, And I imagine they just don't really want to have, they don't really want to have anything to do with me because it's not,
The realest thing Paige said in this conversation was she said you can't account for human error. And that is the truth to the matter. You can't account for human error.
That's the part of being human. It happens. And it's unfortunate. But
I strive to live my life on the defense. What I mean by that is I know my game plan. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm not going to do. I don't know what everybody else going to do. So I'm always on the defense looking out for everybody else and what they possibly may do. I feel like that's the best way to survive. I think when you're always on the offense, I tell dudes that when we driving. It's funny you say that about driving because like my dude's 6'4", salute to my man 6'4". 6'4" is a speed demon. Wax is a speed demon. They like, yo, slow down when I'm in the car, bro. Why are you in a rush to die?
Then they get pulled over and they're like, the cops are there.
How sweet